You know, some F1 races are decided by a last-lap thriller, others by a genius pit strategy. But the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix, wow, that was a completely different beast. A race where the real, insane drama happened hours after the checkered flag even flew. So let's get into what made this weekend so chaotic and unforgettable.
And that right there, that was the sound of near disaster for Formula One's most legendary team. But honestly, it was just one wild moment in a race that was absolutely packed with bizarre car failures, brilliant overtakes, and a final twist that changed everything long after the champagne had been sprayed. So what on earth actually happened in Shanghai?
Okay, so to really get what happened in the main race, we have to back up a little. Because the stage for all this drama at the Shanghai International Circuit was set way before the 5 red lights went out on Sunday. It was truly a weekend of highs and lows from the get-go. I mean, you couldn't have had two more different stories playing out. On one hand, you've got Lewis Hamilton in his new Ferrari gear, who just stuns everyone by grabbing pole position for the sprint race. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you had Red Bull's Liam Lawson, who was living a total nightmare, qualifying dead last for the Grand Prix.
Oof, you can just feel the pain in that, can't you? That's just raw fan despair right there. For Lawson and everyone rooting for him, the whole weekend just felt completely doomed from the very start. It just adds to the tension, you know?
And for Hamilton, it was the exact opposite. That early success just built up all this momentum. He took that sprint pole and turned it into his first win for Ferrari. Yeah, it's a sprint win, but a win is a win, right? He was heading into the main Grand Prix on an absolute high, and expectations were through the roof. All right, so let's get to the main event. Lights out and away we go for the Grand Prix. And just like that, in a flash, the entire race was flipped on its head by an absolutely incredible start from the two papaya cars of McLaren. It all went down in turn 1. George Russell gets a monster start and goes for the lead. But the pole sitter, Oscar Piastri, he defends like a veteran. As they're battling, Russell has to back out a little, and that one tiny moment opens the door for Lando Norris, who just sweeps around the outside of both of them to snatch second place. Just beautiful, textbook stuff from McLaren.
And just look at this. After a single lap, it's a McLaren 1-2. Piastri leading Norris. Russell is hanging on in third, but the big story is how perfectly McLaren executed that start. Just incredible.
That's it, right there. That's the sound of pure excitement from fans watching this happen live. In just a couple of corners, McLaren had taken complete control of this race. You could feel a dream result was on the cards for the team. But hey, this is Formula One. A clean start almost never means a clean race. And as the laps started to go by, the Shanghai Circuit it started to bite back. It started throwing everything it had at the drivers, leading to some absolutely heart-stopping moments.
This was the moment that nearly sent Ferrari headquarters into a total meltdown. Charles Leclerc, he's trying to make a pass, gets it all wrong on the curb, and his car just lurches towards his own teammate, Lewis Hamilton. We are talking inches away from a double DNF for Ferrari.
A kamikaze move. That's exactly how the fans saw it. Just a way too aggressive lunge that could have ended in absolute disaster. Hamilton got lucky, for sure. But man, it was a clear sign of just how high the pressure was getting out there. And the chaos wasn't just about near misses. For the legend Fernando Alonso, his race came to a sudden, fiery end. His brakes caught fire, and that was it. The Aston Martin was out. A massive blow for him. Yep, there it is. Short, simple, and final. The fans see the smoke, they know it's over. Another top driver out of the race, which just makes all the other battles on track even more intense. Then, we got maybe the weirdest moment of the entire race. With absolutely no contact, no crash, nothing, Yuki Tsunoda's front wing just fell apart on the main straight. The best guess, it was probably the crazy aerodynamic forces from the dirty air coming off the car in front of him.
You can just hear the total confusion there, right? It's not a crash. It's not a driver mistake. The car just broke. It's one of those moments that reminds you these cars are being pushed to the absolute ragged edge of what's physically possible.
So, through all of that chaos, all the close calls, and mechanical failures, one driver just stayed completely cool, totally in control. He handled that chaotic start, managed the mid-race madness, and put himself in the perfect spot to take the win. And there he is. Oscar Piastri crosses the line to win the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix.
Just a flawless, perfect drive from pole position, leading his teammate Lando Norris home for a massive McLaren 1-2. It was their first 1-2 since Monza back in 2021. What a day for them.
You can feel the pure joy in that. For Piastri, for McLaren, this was everything they could have hoped for. A dominant performance, an easy dub. They'd survived the chaos of Shanghai and come out on top. Or, so everyone thought.
Because right when the parties were starting to wind down, this incredible story took one last absolutely shocking twist. The racing on the track was over, sure, but the fight inside the stewards' room, that was just getting started, and the race result was about to be blown to pieces.
Seriously, just think about this for a second. The drivers have done all their interviews, the teams are packing up their gear, and fans are probably on their way home. But behind closed doors, a decision was being made that was going to completely rewrite the story of the entire Grand Prix. And this was the bombshell. Not one, but 3 drivers disqualified for technical infringements. And just look at the names. Pierre Gasly from Alpine and, get this, both Ferrari drivers, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. The very team that started the weekend with a huge sprint win was now facing a total disaster.
And what you're seeing here, well, that's the official proof, the DQ right next to their names on the final result sheet. This wasn't just a rumor, it was real, and it completely changed the points. Suddenly, drivers like Esteban Ocon are scoring big, and the whole championship battle looks instantly different.
So after 56 laps of insane driving skill, close calls, and on-track drama, it turns out the most important moves of the day happened in the garage with the rulebook. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the real fight in modern Formula One? The one on the track or the one with the regulations?